Okay, this video is going to be extremely long because of this beginning, but I have a lot to say, not related to The Walking Dead first, and I'm gonna say it anyways. First of which, yes, this all had to be shaved. I hate it as well. I needed a job, so I had to shave for an interview. Yes, I got the job, and yes, it's never getting shaved again. Second of which, I made the bright decision to finish Looking for Alaska, the Hulu television show, tonight. It is now 4:35 a.m. The sun will be rising in 20 minutes, and I have not gone to sleep yet. Reason being why I watched Looking for Alaska is so I can get to everything on Disney+. I have not yet seen The Mandalorian episode 2. I'm surprised I even stayed up to watch this episode, much less any of the packing I have to get done. Which, by the way, this will probably be the last time for the Walking Dead stuff that you see any of this wall set. You might see a different corner. You might never see this place again for The Walking Dead because reasons. But after The Walking Dead, I have filmed bunches of other videos that will go up, and you'll have normal set, and it'll be like, nothing ever happened, but you'll have one video in between, like something did happen, which I don't know where I'm gonna film. Welcome back, everyone, to the Coalition of Friends YouTube channel. My name is Garrett, and now we're finally gonna get into this video for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 7. This is also the first time I will ever, talking about The Walking Dead, give you a spoiler warning up top. You need to see this episode for what it is. Do not take what I say and just watch this, meaning me. Watch the episode, then come back. Season 10, Episode 7, by IMDb, is entitled Open Your Eyes. With a synopsis, Carol pushes boundaries that make Daryl uneasy. Alpha and Beta have reservations about someone. First of which, Beta's not in this episode at all. Unless maybe by voice, but he's not in this episode. The boundaries that we thought were about like relationship stuff, or I thought was about relationship stuff, is not. It is about Lydia. That second half, I don't know what that means about this episode. Spoiler free, if you really need me to do that, is this will be a controversial episode for this season. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Do I like it? Do I not like it? The events inside make me lead to believe I may not like it. But it's also so many stylistic choices I really enjoy. And the music choice at the very beginning is very good. As a penultimate episode to the mid-season finale, it brings the twisty twists and even more twists. And I enjoy those twists. I like some of the choices. I think there's also the problem of there being maybe too many. That being said, I'm still excited to see where they go because things are unraveling and I can't wait to see them fall out. That's my spoiler-free review for this episode. Let's just jump into spoilers. It opens with a montage of Siddiq taking care of other people in Alexandria. And whatever song that was playing was really good and I really enjoyed it. I don't know what the song was, but it was very good. There's a brief glimpse that Siddiq is going through when he's in the doctor place and he sees Alpha at the door, and then he turns back, the camera pans back and she gone. Cool. They're hammering the water stuff this season, and I thought that I was like, maybe it's the water. Maybe I'm super smart. But the fact that with everything in this episode, with Gamma having put those walkers in the water before, Dante making the very obvious statement from before, we need to keep them hydrated, Siddiq's findings this episode and realizations about stuff. I thought I had a really good idea. In the end, I was right, but it wasn't like that hard to figure out. There's this crazy hand that comes onto him as he like falls asleep, or he has like a dream sequence where like a hand grabs him. I don't know what the hell that was supposed to mean. My thoughts were that it was like internal guilt grabbing him down, like keeping him held down with his like post-traumatic stress disorder. Gabriel was mad at Carol for bringing Whisperer back. I'm okay with that. Gabriel's part of the committee. You're supposed to talk to the committee or council, whatever it's called. And she didn't do that. That's why he's mad. Carol also asks Lydia, who's this dude, and she's like, he's one of the Whisperers that watches the Guardians, or Walkers. We got to where Daryl's in the basement, and he takes his shirt off, and there's a ton of scars, and then he cuddles with Dog, and I'm like, okay, I like the cuddling with Dog. There is a conversation with Carol and Lydia on the porch of the house. And there is maybe a second and a half shot of Carol and Lydia being separated by Silence the Whisperers in the foreground on another building. I really enjoyed that singular shot. And then the monologue following afterwards. Lydia gives a fantastic monologue. I really liked it. Her acting was phenomenal, and I like the tear coming down her face. Cassidy McClinty, props to you. Well done. This is genuine. Siddiq and Dante come into where the Whisper prisoner is held to the prison cell, the one that they have in Alexandria. And the Whisperer says something to Siddiq about, like, him being there or something. And that sets Siddiq off, and he has to, like, exit the room. And he goes up the stairs, and then he sees, like, the spikes, or whatever that are on the fence thing. I really enjoyed that framing. Then we get into what I believe is the most interesting part of the episode, Gamma and Aaron. I really enjoy the scenes that they have together. I believe they have very good on-screen chemistry. They're able to interact well enough with each other in the scenes. They actually get to talk to each other, and we actually like get to fully know Gamma's voice. That's not like raspy and like whispery. It's like her normal voice. She still keeps the mask on, which is fine. She doesn't really want to know she doesn't really want Aaron to know who she is, even though like it wouldn't set anything off. She does lie to him about her not having a sister, which he like later picks up on. Here's why I mentioned I was looking for Alaska earlier. If you've seen it or read it, it makes you cry, and I cried a lot today already. So watching the Whisperer get food, eat the food, and his like reaction was like making me tear up. And then when he spits it on Carol, those tears dried up so fast. They like got sucked back in, and I was like, ooh, any reservations I had about you being like possibly like going to be a good person, goodbye. Siddiq and Rosita have a very sweet scene together. I really enjoy them on screen together. That was all I got. Then we cut back to in the prison cell, and Carol decides to put on possibly Ezekiel's wedding ring to her, and she just punches the fuck out of the Whisperer ×3. And I was like, damn, why didn't you just hit him without the ring? Why did the ring need to be on there? I mean, it wasn't like this huge chunky ass ring that's gonna do some damage. However, I haven't been hit in the face with someone wearing a ring. No one please do that. Siddiq's next scene is with Cheryl. And through it, basically Cheryl just tells Siddiq to take a rest, and he just like closes his eyes. Next scene, we cut back to Gamma and Aaron, and they're talking to each other more. They start talking about their childhoods, and we get this like half smile from Gamma, and then Aaron talks about his brother, and Gamma slips about her sister. And then Aaron's just like, why don't we just talk about stuff that's not related to, like, intel? Because he, like, picked up that he's, like, because he picked up that she's, like, questioning him and trying to get, like, a bunch of information from him. Crazily then enough, which I thought would have been the craziest thing this episode, the Whisperer fucking dies. And Siddiq reaches into Dante's bag and he pulls this out. He's like, you gave this to him? And Dante's like, well, yeah. And then Siddiq's like, this is hemlock. And Dante's like, but I just thought it was what it was supposed to be because I didn't pack the bag. You did. Which, like, stuff later in the episode makes me believe that Dante did pack the bag so he could really kill the Whisperer before he ends up divulging any information. Then we cut back to a scene with Gamma and Alpha. And Gamma gets fucking whipped on her arm by Alpha for what seems to me like no fucking reason. She didn't do anything wrong. She got information from Aaron, I guess not enough, to where Alpha was like, you need to be tested. We'll whip you in the arm and see if you react or not. Why would you hurt someone in your tribe or cult and possibly make it to where they get, like, infections and diseases? Don't do that. We learn, or maybe it was known last season towards the end, but with how my brain works, I realized that Siddiq was forced to watch every person of the 10 people get killed by Alpha. And he tells this to Rosita, not directly, but kind of indirectly after he jumps into the water because he had another panic attack. And then Rosita, sick as hell, like, jumps into the water and pulls him out. And I'm like, badass. That is fucking cool. And then they talk, and it's such a natural talk. The problem with this is Avi Nash's performance, who plays Siddiq, gave a really stellar, amazing performance, but the editing made it bad. They kept in the same monologue, cutting between different angles of Siddiq, and maybe Rosita's in one frame, but then it's back to him in a different way, and I didn't like it. Keep it on him in one way. If you can't figure out how to stage or, like, frame him to where you get the most, like, facial emotional stuff, have it not be where they were. Change the physical settings so you can get the shot that you want. Don't get 4 or 5 different shots. Cut them together to where the monologue doesn't seem naturally flowing. And that's what my big problem was with this episode. The editing was hella choppy. Then we find the reveal about the water stuff, which I'm going to say I was right again about. Someone tampered with the drinkable and undrinkable water things that they have in Alexandria to where I guess there isn't a difference. They all, like, one of them doesn't work anymore, or the undrinkable is led into the drinkable water. Was there any relation to what Gamma was doing earlier? Possibly that was just a red herring. Maybe that was fully to make a dam to where there is a lesser flow of water. Perhaps that was Alpha's intentions with that. However, Dante being a whisperer, he may be working with Alpha and everything is connected together in case, like, the drinkable, undrinkable thing isn't working and they think they figured it out, but then there's also, like, the poisoning of the water. After Gamma's talk with Alpha, which, to go back to, was really about not to trust Aaron. He's trying to get you on his side. Don't believe anything he says. So Gamma shows up to Aaron again. It's nighttime now. And she gets him close enough to where she pulls a knife onto his neck. And she's like, I'm going to ask you these questions. And if you don't, ooh. And Lydia and Carol show up to where Gamma backs away from him. And then she sees Lydia. And then she's like, what? She starts breaking down, freaking out. She runs away. And then Lydia freaks out because she realizes Carol only brought her to use her, not so that Lydia can actually help with something. And so Lydia runs away after hitting Carol, which, like, cool, good on you. Carol's been a whack job, crazy person this season so far. And she needed to get hit by someone. Then we cut to Gamma crying, and I was like, oh, girl, all of your world just got changed. The woman you believed in has been lying to you. Whoa, I wonder what cult leaders do so much. And the craziest fucking scene where I'm gonna say, I was right! Let's cut to a clip of me talking about Dante. I think that woman right there, there's a doctor later, that's talking with, Sadiq. Those two people are from the Whisperers. I think there are plants from the Whisperers. Okay, so basically we have this scene of Dante coming into where Sadiq is, and he's trying to get, like, Sadiq to be calmer, better. He says that he's his friend, and then you, like, see a tear go down. And then Dante does this, like, tongue click that, like, sets something off in Sadiq's brain to where he has, like, flashes in his brain and realizes Dante was the person holding Sadiq and forcing him to watch Alpha kill those people. Whoa, cool, fantastic reveal. I'm all for it. But the next thing I ain't a fan of. We are led to believe Dante killed Sadiq. And the reason why I have Carl up here, notwithstanding the fact that he's the only Walking Dead pop figure I haven't had by himself as the Walking Dead figure. If you kill Sadiq, that means what Carl did that got him bit was fucking pointless. Yes, Sadiq got 6-7 years more life, but in the end, that's maybe a season and a half, maybe 2 seasons now. 2 full seasons of Sadiq being in the show. That was fucking useless. You can't kill Sadiq off. I don't think he's dead. I think he's just unconscious. And Dante will be holding him somewhere else. Sadiq ain't dead. Our death of the day was Cheryl, and that was fine. It was a minor death. We don't need to keep killing off major characters. The most interesting thing about Dante's possible killing of Sadiq were his lines. He's holding Sadiq in his neck, and he's saying, firstly, I didn't want this. Secondly, not you. Thirdly, not like this. And then, when Sadiq fully, like, stops breathing, we assume, he says, close your eyes. And I fully believe that Dante has a genuine care for Sadiq. Maybe Dante did not tamper with the stuff. Maybe he is a renegade from the Whisperers, and he went to the good guys because he wants to do some good, and that's why he did what he did to Sadiq. He doesn't want to be found out because he'll then be, like, beat up and persecuted or whatnot. So that was the episode. If I ranted a lot, turns out, I don't know, I still don't know what to think about this episode. In the comments down below, let me know what you think. Do you like what happened? Do you hate what happened? What do you think is going to happen next? I know next week is Oceanside stuff because we really need to get back to Oceanside stuff. I hope that they don't just fully poop the pants of this season, because if that happens, I'm gonna be really upset. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get told when new videos get uploaded. And I'll see y'all in the next video.